We're live.
Happy Sunday, everyone.
Happy Sunday.
Grab your coffee mug, even if it doesn't have a unicorn on it.
Tea.
Hello, everyone out there, and welcome. Another happy Sunday. Glad you're stuck with us with our time change. Looks like we are sticking with Sundays because it seems to work pretty well for both of us. And looks like we've got a couple people already joining the chat. As always, Michael stepping up. Hello.
Hey, Michael.
It is Jurassic World Dominion weekend. I imagine Michael was probably one of those people buying tickets and going to see Jurassic World on opening weekend. I personally, I waited to read the reviews, and now I might be waiting for it to drop on HBO Max for free.
I feel you. I get
we'll see.
too much anxiety going to the movie theater because of everyone on the phones. So I think the last movie I saw in theaters was Cats.
Right.
And so that was probably the only time I've been to the theater in like 5 years. It's so distracting.
We did go and see, my wife and I saw a movie in the theater together for the first time in quite a while. And we felt pretty safe because it was Downton Abbey. And we literally had the entire theater to ourselves. We sat in the back row and, put those luxury recliner seats back. And it was pretty much like being in our living room. That was, if you are a fan of the TV series, go see the new movie and have a good cry. Much better than the last movie. But we got some other folks in the chat. We've got Blossom and Terry. Hello, as always. Brian Sager's here. Yes, Brian, we are going to bring this up a little bit later, but it was E.T.'s 40th anniversary last night. And we'll definitely be talking about E.T. in a little bit. Michael, yes, I have not gotten out to see Top Gun Maverick either as well. That is on my agenda. That one I do want to see on a big screen.
Yes, agreed. I need to refresh. I need to watch OG Top Gun, get it in my mind, and then go see it.
And hello to Vince. Vince is mentioning there's a piece of cross promotion I need to see. Jurassic World X BarkBox. And it says his dog got a T-Rex toy from BarkBox and dinosaur-themed treats. That sounds pretty awesome. Zara Jenkins out there. Hello. Hi, Zara. And Brian Lightyear also is coming out soon. That might have to be a whole episode of itself.
Right.
I have many thoughts on that, having watched the most recent trailer, but maybe for now I'll keep that to myself. Diego out there sending hearts right back at you. We got like 26 people here, so I say it's just about time to do this thing. We're going to kick it off in 3, 2, 1.
Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding.
Welcome to the Attractions Podcast. You are all clear for dispatch. Have fun.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 143 of the Attractions Podcast, sponsored by Destinations with Character Travel. I'm Seth.
And I'm Carly.
And we are here to talk to you about the latest and greatest in theme park news and more, as well as what's going on in our own lives. Carly, how have you been? Where have you been? What have you been up to this week?
This week was a binge work week where I dig myself into a hole and work on all the projects that I have to write about from fun experiences.
I know the feeling.
It's weird. It's like you barely peek out.
I saw your name come across my feed from a bunch of different outlets this week. You got some stuff posted from some good places this week.
Yes, had some good stuff come out this week. I just had a resort ranking of Walt Disney World come out, so I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of.
That's sure to be controversial.
Yes, some unsavory.
Dare I ask what came out on top? What your number one pick was?
Wilderness Lodge and Polynesian.
For
different reasons. It is such a weighted question because there's so many factors. So
you got location, you've got amenities, you've got theme. Yeah, a lot of things to balance.
Dining is very important to me. Cast members there are very important to me. So I know it is a very hot topic. Also, I have planned my travels and I'm going to Avengers Campus opening at Disneyland Paris.
I'm so jealous. Oh, congratulations.
I'm so excited.
Well, we'll see. Have to see what the internet is like out there. If we can maybe do a little conversation while you're out there,
Yes,
because I
definitely.
can't. Very exciting. Wow. And I was just watching the footage from the Disneyland Paris Pride celebration
It looks
that they
amazing.
had last night. Looked absolutely fantastic. They
Right.
had great characters and lighting displays and lots of stuff. So
Yeah, they did a
yay. Good
job.
for you.
Yes, and I'm staying at the Art of Marvel Hotel, which is like
Ooh,
list.
the newly renovated New York hotel with a
Yes.
Marvel theme. That should be a
Mhm.
lot of fun.
Yes.
Ah,
Excited.
all right. Well, I had nothing nearly that exciting happen to me. I was also digging myself out of a work pit, working on that unofficial guide to Disneyland, because every time I think that I've nailed it down, something changes out there. But still working away at that. And I did not visit a theme park. This is a rare week where I went a whole week without visiting a theme park, but I did go out to Tampa and got to see a great concert. I got to see Tears for Fears
Yes.
with Garbage as their opening act, and if you're a child of the 80s, Tears for Fears definitely ranks up there as one of the greatest bands of that era, and they still sounded great, put on a great show, fantastic crowd, good time.
That sounds
So,
fun.
yay. So, well, I think now that we have caught up, without any further ado, I think it's time for us to get into the news. All right. Before we really dig into our list of news, I wanted to touch on Finding Nemo, the musical. We mentioned last time that it has an official opening date of June 13th, which is tomorrow when we're recording this. But our esteemed editor, Matt, some other folks from Attractions, got a press preview of that yesterday. And just wanted to acknowledge the opening of that show and saying I am going to be going tomorrow, and really looking forward to talking more about it next week with you. I'm spoiler free right now. I've not watched the videos, but I'm really excited to see what kind of changes have been made to the show.
Yes, I've definitely skimmed through a few Insta stories. It looks amazing. I'm so happy it's back. This just to see live performers, stage shows back at Disney World is exciting. So this is a big one.
Yeah, I stumbled across a tiny little clip and just saw that the backdrop video display looks absolutely stunning. So that should really add to the show. And speaking of live entertainment at Disney, we also know that the Lion King show going to be coming back in the not too distant future. Hopefully before the end of the summer, we're going to see the full version of that. So yay for live entertainment at Animal Kingdom. Okay. So moving on, the first big item in our news in the queue, and I'm going to save that one for last. Sorry about that. First big item is we've got some new details announced for Disneyland After Dark Grad Night Reunion, which is happening on June 23rd, 28th, and 30th at Disney California Adventure Park.
Yeah, this is exciting. If you're not familiar, if you were a child of SoCal, they used to go have their big graduation party nights at Disneyland. So this is a really cool kind of throwback. It's just something of an era that doesn't really happen anymore. And it's exciting because there's a lot of people in their 30s and 40s that are getting hyped for this because when they were kids, they did this.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is one of those separately ticketed after-hour hard ticket events. It's a Disneyland After Dark event, so it's not quite on the scale as like a Christmas party or an Oogie Boogies. Sort of think of a scaled-down version of that. You're going to get some special entertainment, and the highlights of this one are going to include a moving pep rally along the parade route. So it's going to have the college band is going to participate. There's going to be Mickey's Glee Club and Goofy's dance team. Not quite a full-blown parade with all the giant size floats probably, but you're going to get that along with a street party on Route 66, a dance party in Hollywoodland. Those of us who remember the Tron parties and the Glow Fests know that dance parties in Hollywoodland are always the best. There's going to be some retro karaoke out on Pacific Wharf. And of course, the big reason people go to these things, lots of characters. This time they're going to be dressed up in their graduation robes with photo ops all around the park. And now I think the interesting thing is that they're selling as a plus that you will be able to buy cafeteria inspired food. And I know of all the things I miss from high school, cafeteria food is not really one of them.
No,
But
it is not. But I will say, the shake from Schmoozies in Hollywoodland, if you've ever been there, they have incredible shakes. They do a lot
Mhm.
of specialty seasonal items, and they are pulling out all the stops for
Yeah.
this graduation.
They've got a berry cereal shake. Looks like it's I don't know, is that topped with Captain Crunch or something,
Yeah.
and vanilla ice cream, and they've got a sriracha bacon pizza. I hope they
Ooh.
have enough sriracha for that because there is a
Ooh, yeah.
national sriracha shortage. It's a crisis right now. And cheeseburger, mac burger, smoke jumpers, all sorts of things. Honestly, if you do not still have the stomach of a teenager, this this might wreck you. But and of course, like all the other parties, you are allowed to dress up, which is something adults cannot normally do during the day at Disneyland. So tickets for this one is starting at $150, which I think is even a little higher than some of the earlier
Right. I'm trying to
Disneyland.
remember what I paid for Oogie Boogie. I don't even think
I
Oogie Boogie was 150.
Yeah, I know Oogie Boogie last year started at 114 and had a peak price of 165. So it just seems like each time they introduce a new one of these events, the price creeps up a little bit.
You do get
It
mixed in though, so I will say that is a pretty good deal. You get to get that 3 hours
You do,
before the
yes, you get 3 hours in, get to enter at 5 o'clock, 3 hours before the party officially starts. And, do the math. If you break it down, if your choice is between buying a single day ticket to the park or doing one of these events, if you're interested in the theme, if you're interested in the special stuff, and you're going to get there right at the 3 hour mark and take advantage of the whole time, it can work out to
right,
about the same or less per hour. And the nice thing is that they don't run Genie Plus lightning lanes during these events. So the standby queues for the rides move really, really fast. Typically, you have really short waits from most of the rides.
oh, yeah, you can
Um,
get on web slingers. I mean,
yeah.
people are really there to take in the themed entertainment, the rare character sightings, and the
Uh,
food. So if
now,
you're a ride person
Now, I will say, having done these, you can do these wrong. You can spend your entire night waiting in line to buy a pair of socks,
right.
or to, buy one drink item, or to stand in front of a static backdrop. I saw people waiting hours to just stand in front of a static photo op, not even a live character there. So there are people who do that, and if that's your thing, more power to you. But you kind of have to plan your attack when you go to these things. Definitely make sure you look. They don't put the hours for the entertainment in the app. Usually they just hand you a paper map when you go in. So really look over that map, plan out your night. The one thing that really confuses me about this one is that, as far as I know, all the grad night events back in the day were held in Disneyland Park,
Yes.
not California Adventure. So there doesn't seem to be a lot of nostalgia value going back to a reunion in a place that you weren't at the first time.
That is
This
interesting.
one would have worked better in Disneyland, but
Right. I do love these events. Like you said, you have to plan. Like I
yeah.
planned my Oogie Boogie attack to the
Mhm.
minute, and I had one of the best nights of my life. And
Yeah.
I got everything done that I wanted to do. But you have to plan, you have to make priorities, you have to decide what you want and go in with an open mind because it can get pretty crazy. And you want to
Absolutely.
get your money's worth. It's expensive.
Yep. So, of course, if you want to do that, you got to check out Disneyland.com. Tickets for these things go quick. So check it out. All right, next up, Wishing Star Park, World of Disney, Blue Sky Boulevard, all at Shanghai Disneyland, are reopening, but Shanghai Disneyland Park itself is not.
Yeah, it's just a never-ending saga over there. It's so sad,
Yep.
because it means so much to so many people, and it's kind of, that unwavering force of feeling like everything's okay. So to them still waiting for it to reopen, I can imagine how that is tough for
Yeah.
people.
So basically, as of June 10th, they reopened the areas outside the park, which are sort of the equivalent of our downtown Disneyland. Uh, they've got a giant inflatable Donald Duck floating out in Wishing Star Park, so you can wish him a happy birthday. His birthday was on June 9th. And they have reopened the World of Disney store and the kind of little shopping strip around there called Blue Sky Boulevard. 9 to 5 for the park, 9 to 7 daily for the store, and 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. for the boulevard. You can also even rent a boat and paddle around. But the Disneytown parking lot is still closed, and the theme park itself is still closed. And all the sanitization, disinfection, needing the green Shanghai Health QR pass, all of that is still strictly enforced.
Yeah, it's been a tough time over there. I'm sure many of you know they've been on a very strict lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
So even just this little bit opening, it was kind of surprising to me. Hopefully they'll be up and running soon.
Yeah. It's just so strange, the cognitive dissonance hearing on one hand, here in the United States, we're not testing people anymore as they come into
Right.
the country. We've removed the pre-arrival testing, and then other parts of the world seeing how they're locked down tight as ever. It's a weird world.
It is very weird.
Or as Tears for Fears would say, it's a mad world. And moving on, minivans are returning to Walt Disney World on June 29th. Yes, they are back. Those adorable, bright red polka dot minivans. As of June 29th, you'll once again be able to, I believe, use the Lyft app to access those.
Yeah, this is very important. I think it's great for families. I mean, me personally, I don't really use the service because I don't need it. I'm going somewhere, I'm going to Lyft probably. But this is really great because they have car seats and they're
Yes.
also wheelchair friendly. So this is really helpful for families with little ones, families with special needs. So this is a big win because I know it's very expensive to get a car service. And you probably don't want to get a rental car when you're visiting here if you're just going to Disney resorts, because that's kind of the magic. So this is a big win for families.
I think the return of these is kind of tied to the death of the Magical Express.
Yes.
These don't go directly from the airport. These are only on Disney hotel property. But now that people are having to find an alternative to Magical Express to get from the airport to Walt Disney World, they might be more tempted to rent a car. But if they know that the minivan is an option, then they might choose to just, go with some other sort of shuttle service, knowing that they can get car seats, they can get a van big enough for their whole family. Because a lot of times when you just use Uber or Lyft, there's a premium for the larger, the accessible vehicles if they're even available.
Right. If they're available. Absolutely.
Yeah. So you can book these directly through the Lyft rideshare app while you are on Disney property. You just got to go through the vehicle options and look for the minivan. And like we said, that starts up again on June 29th. I seem to remember some websites very confidently saying that those were extinct and never, ever, ever, ever coming back.
Right.
So strange.
I think they may have sold a few off.
Yes, yeah. Well, a lot of rental car places sold off, and I think there were maybe a couple vans floating around out there. Well, this is totally different than Minnie. We're going to talk about Michael, Michael Myers, aka The Shape from Halloween, is returning to terrorize Halloween Horror Nights 2022 on both coasts, because both Universal Orlando Resort and Universal Studios Hollywood have announced that the classic 1978 film Halloween will be returning to HHN this year.
This is so exciting. And this is from the 1978 original film. So just keep in mind, it's not with all the new films. This is exciting. Halloween 4 House last year at Hollywood was one of my favorites. So I am really pumped for this one.
Yeah, the first time that they did Halloween in Orlando was really one of the first times that they did true justice to a classic film, really walking you through the entire experience, feeling totally authentic to the movie, the sets, the costumes, the props. I know some fans are probably going to be a little disappointed that this is not Halloween Kills or Halloween Ends, but there's still a big fan base for the original. They did a great job with it last time, and I'm looking to see if they, tweak anything, or if maybe include some Easter eggs from the newer films hidden in there, maybe.
That would be exciting. And this is also interesting because this is now the second house they've announced that is on both coasts.
Yes, a lot of synergy between the two coasts this year. I'm sure we're going to start to see some differences between them. But yeah, we're going to have classic monsters and Michael Myers in both Orlando and California. It's kicking off on September 2nd in Orlando, September 8th through Hollywood. They're both going through Halloween night this year. And you can go to HalloweenHorrorNights.com and start buying your tickets and planning your trip. Okay, well, if you are not in Orlando, but you still want a little theme park fun, Six Flags America, which is up in the Maryland area, is kicking off a new festival, an island-style celebration called Harbor Fest, which is going to be held on select dates this June.
Yeah, this looks really cool. It's definitely embracing the tropical vibe. So they're going to have authentic Polynesian dancers, and looks like it's along their the harbor where they have the water park, and it's going to be on weekends with limited time food offerings. And this is just so cool because now all of these regional parks are getting in on the festival game. And like, finally.
Right. So, I appreciate good alliteration. And I'd just like to point out, according to the press release, that the Aruba stage in the Hurricane Harbor water park area is going to feature flamingos, flags, and more fun, which can never have too many flamingos. And some of the food options are going to include jerk chicken sandwiches, jerk chicken tenders, jerk chicken wings, pretty much anything, any way you can jerk a chicken, you can have it there.
Yes, and I saw there's going to be an angry and a regular pizza slice. So
well, yes, angry and regular pineapple pizza. And personally, any kind of pineapple pizza makes me angry. So right. I'm curious how that works out.
I'm getting vibes of the hot dog at California Adventure, how they have the angry dog. That's a little
exactly.
Spicy.
Exactly. Well, you can enjoy all of this included in a 2022 Summer Pass, which includes access to both the Six Flags America theme park and the Hurricane Harbor water park. That's only $54.99 per person through Labor Day. And they've got additional levels of annual passes from $90 all the way up to $350. And all that information can be found at sixflags.com/America.
Yes, they just transferred to an annual pass system as opposed to, I guess it was called seasonal
pass previously. Yeah. And speaking of which, Six Flags Great Adventure, my original home park in Jackson, New Jersey, they are gearing up. They're gearing up for their summer with 4 special events. And also they've got a new 3-tiered annual pass program that's got some interesting options.
Yes, this looks a very interesting slam fest. So I know Six Flags Great Adventure has done really awesome concert series, but there is going to be in their Movie Town Arena, they're going to have Northeast Wrestling with meet and greet autograph sessions with different wrestling stars. Malachi Black, I feel like I know who that is. Mick Foley, Eric Rowan, Mickey James. So they're bringing in a lot of big names.
I must confess, I have not really followed professional wrestling closely, and since the days of Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
But I remember Mick Foley, aka Mankind. Yes. So that would be pretty cool. Yeah, this is NEW, which is Northeast Wrestling, and they're going to be doing autograph sessions daily from 1:30 to 4:30. I'm sorry. This is on June 18th. So autograph sessions during the day from 1:30 to 4:30, and a full card wrestling event at 5 p.m. all included with park admission. If you want, you can pay a little upgrade to sit ringside. They're also doing special Father's Day events on June 18th and 19th. Coca-Cola is sponsoring a 4th of July celebration with fireworks on the 2nd through the 4th. And the Summer Vibes Festival is running July 16th through August 14th with specialty foods and drink, entertainment, and 2 quote-unquote additional experiences, which we're going to find out more later.
Yeah, so they detailed kind of with this the new annual pass program. So again,
Mhm.
it's switched from being a seasonal pass, and now they're calling it annual. And there's all different levels. Six Flags Great Adventure does have a wild safari, which is a drive-through experience. So there are passes where you can add that on. There's passes with parking. There's payment plans. So they're kind of adapting to sort of a Disney system.
Very, very similar to a Disney or SeaWorld type system. The interesting thing is the lowest level annual pass will get you access to all of the attractions that they own in New Jersey. Great Adventure, the Safari Drive-Thru, and the Hurricane Harbor. But as you start to bump up your pass level for $75, you can get access to all of the Six Flag theme parks across the country, including general parking. And then at the ultimate level for $350, you get the Six Flags theme parks plus their water parks. You get some junior passes. You get 10-meal dining plan. That for less than $30 a month, if you are planning on taking a road trip, hitting a couple 2-3 Six Flags across the country this summer, that can definitely save you some money.
Yeah, that's a great deal. And
Yep.
the meal plan, I mean, they've expanded their dining options so much over the years. So you're not just going to be stuck with, a regular burger. They have a lot of options. So that's a good deal. $350. Yeah. Drive
Not
up
bad at all.
to Massachusetts, go to Six Flags up there.
So check out all that information at sixflags.com/greatadventure. And I just mentioned SeaWorld. SeaWorld and Busch Gardens' greatest perk ever is coming back. Yes, Busch Gardens Williamsburg is joining its sister parks, the other SeaWorld and Busch Garden parks, by offering free beer for the summer from June 17th through August 14th. Each annual pass holder and member who visits during that time, who's 21 and older, can get 1 complimentary 7-ounce Bud Light per visit, and you can purchase a second Bud Light for just 50 cents. And you can check that out in the Ireland Village area of the park.
Yeah, whenever I see this, it just makes me giggle because it is such a silly promotion, but it's genius. It's so easy. Beer costs nothing, but it gets a lot of people talking, and got to stop in for your free beer. If you're a pass holder in Orlando, just pop in, get your beverage.
Yep. As I mentioned, this is a promotion that is going on at all the Six Flags and Busch Gardens. They all have different dates. For example, Busch Gardens in Tampa, this is only going through August 7th. San Antonio started on June 9th, and that's also running through August 7th. And they're different. Like, Williamsburg, you get a Bud Light. Honestly, I personally wouldn't go out of my way for a Bud Light.
Right.
But in San Antonio, you can get a Yingling, a Blue Moon, a Shiner Sea Salt and Lime, or an East Cider Blood Orange beverage. So that's a pretty good selection.
Right.
SeaWorld Orlando has rotating domestic and seasonal craft beers. And that is going through August 4th. And so, yeah, each SeaWorld or Busch Gardens park has got a slight variation on it, but basically all of them are giving you a free 7-ounce beer now through August. So that definitely, I always tell this story, but my first job working for a theme park was working on the brewery that used to exist at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. The brewery itself is long gone, but we used to have a brewery tour and a bar where we would serve anyone who came in 2 free drinks per day. And we had our regulars. We had people who came in every single day to get their 2 free beers. So honestly, I could not stand the smell of Anheuser-Busch beer for
Ooh.
years after that job.
So you're going to want to go to San Antonio to get something.
Yes, absolutely. San Antonio. All right. Well, putting that aside, for something completely different, how would you like to spend a night inside the iconic Mystery Machine from Scooby-Doo? Now, I'm not advising you break into Universal Studios Florida and try to sleep in the one they have there overnight. No. Airbnb is teaming up with Matthew Lillard, who played Shaggy in the live action film, and they are celebrating the anniversary of the 20-year-old film by hosting 3 totally groovy one-night stays in the iconic Mystery Machine van. And they promise that monsters are not included. This is such a weird promotion. Yeah. I love it.
It's so obscure. It's so weird. I mean, it's great for a promotional standpoint. They did the Home Alone house. They've done, the tents in Iceland. So I just wonder how hard it is to actually try to get in. If you're on the website at that launch time, who actually gets in? Is it like getting a Guardians of the Galaxy return time? Like what are we looking
I'm sure it can't be that difficult. No, well, this is happening on June 24th, 25th, and 26th. And the deal is that at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on June 16th, the Airbnb website is going to open up basically a lottery for this. The people who get chosen are only going to have to pay $20 per night. So yes, it's not expensive, but you are going to have to be ready to go on that website because I'm sure there is going to be stiff competition for booking this. And it's just going to include the accommodations for 2 people, no pets. You're going to be responsible for getting yourself to and from Southern California because this is happening basically this beautiful seaside spot overlooking the Pacific Ocean in Malibu, California. It doesn't get much better views than this.
No, this looks really awesome. And you're going to get a virtual meet and greet. So
yes.
That is pretty cool.
Matthew Lillard will not be there himself, but he will give you a little video introduction, maybe share some of his favorite memories. And you're going to be able to totally live that 2002 life by listening to Sugar Ray on a portable CD player. They're going to include dinner and snacks. There's going to be games to play. And you get, of course, watch the Scooby-Doo movie.
This is fun. Yeah. If anyone tries it, I would be curious to hear how hard it is. Does the website crash? I need to know.
Yeah. Please let us know if you are one of the lucky few who are able to do this. And they do note that they are going to be following strict COVID-19 guidelines in order to sanitize everything. So that's good to know that, yes, Shaggy's puka shells, which you are allowed to wear, will be thoroughly disinfected. So if you want more information about this, go on over to airbnb.com. And like I said, get ready 1 p.m. Eastern on June 16th for your big chance. And for the final item in the news, I promised in our pre-show that we would be talking about E.T., and we are, because E.T. and Jaws are making their way back to the big screen, the really big screen. They are both going to be on IMAX for the first time ever this summer, and they're also going to be in theaters in real 3D.
This is exciting. I mean, obviously 40 years of E.T. Crazy. I saw a lot of good throwback photos yesterday on socials.
My only regret is that I was not able to head over to Universal yesterday to hop on the ET adventure to celebrate. Yeah, because ET just celebrated its 40th anniversary this past weekend, and it's, if you have not watched that film in a while, it doesn't get old. It's there's some of the pop culture stuff is a little dated, but it's still got so much heart. And as a special effect, ET still holds up.
Yeah, this is cool.
But starting September 2nd, starting on August 12th, ET is going to be back on screens in IMAX. And then on September 2nd, Jaws is coming back to big screens on both IMAX and real 3D. That's I wonder how far out of the screen Jaws is going to pop. It's
Right.
got to be better than the movie Jaws 3D, because
Yeah,
that one's not good.
that was rough. This is exciting. I'm wondering, don't they have those chairs where they put the sounds in the seats?
Oh yeah, they've got one of those 4DX theaters over
Yes.
at Point Orlando. That's
Ooh,
basically like a simulator. Turns every ride, any movie into like a simulator ride. That might be a little too much,
that would be a little.
especially you get seasick in the ocean, just like, ooh, yeah. I don't know about that, but yes, they're bringing back Jaws in real D3D. And if you want a little preview of all this, if you go out to see Jurassic World Dominion in IMAX, that released on June 10th, you can see a trailer for the IMAX re-release of E.T. With that film. So you can head on over to imax.com for more information. The thing I'd really like to know is how they are reformatting this,
Right.
because typically an IMAX screen is closer to what they call Academy ratio, 4:3, sort of like more like an old style tube
Right.
television, whereas ET, as I don't know if it was shot anamorphic or if it was matted, but it was definitely a widescreen presentation, and so was Jaws. So I'm curious to see whether they are opening up the frame and giving you more picture, and maybe showing you some stuff that wasn't necessarily intended to be seen, or if they're going to chop off the sides and cut out stuff that you previously were able to see.
Yes. Good point.
So curious, yeah, a lot of newer films, when they have sequences, they'll see they're specially shot for IMAX or specially formatted for IMAX, and the IMAX is the best version. But sometimes when they convert one of these old widescreen films to IMAX, you end up losing a little in the translation. I know I will be there in the theater to find out for
Yes,
myself.
we have to.
Yep. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of the news. But before we get into our main attraction, it is time to hear a word from our sponsor.
Here at Destinations with Character Travel, we offer the best experience with your travels. Need to visit the thrilling Disneyland Resort, Walt Disney World? Maybe lounge about on a Disney cruise or any other major cruise line? No problem. So if you're looking for a stress and hassle-free vacation, visit us at www.destinationswithcharacter.com. Contact us today and let us plan a magical vacation for you and your family.
It's time for the main attraction.
All right, and for our main attraction this year, this year.
Well, this is
This year, we're done. We're done. Just cut. We're done. Year's over. For our main attraction this week, D23, the official Disney fan club, has announced its biggest headliner events for 2022. That's the D23 Expo, happening on September 9th through 11th in Anaheim. And we are going to get Disney Legends Awards, sneak peeks at what's next from Disney and Pixar animation, and a look ahead to the future of Disney parks, all happening in Hall D23.
Yes, this is exciting. Fingers crossed for a Tron announcement, maybe. No,
Tron 3, it could happen. It could happen.
it could happen. This is exciting. And it looks like with Disney Plus, they're kind of separating things a little bit different than they have in the past. So it seems like they'll be talking about Marvel here, kind of separating into more the genres as opposed to just, Disney Plus.
Absolutely. So on September 9th, kickoff day, this is going to be the kickoff to the 100th anniversary of the Disney Corporation, which they are dubbing Disney 100. And CEO Bob Chapek will be there to host the headliner presentation, which will be the Disney Legends Awards ceremony. And this is where they name folks from Disney's history, of people who've contributed to the company, and sort of induct them. So you'll get to see some big names, some very familiar faces up there on the stage. And then in the afternoon on the 9th, the Walt Disney Studios is going to show what is going to be happening from the animation department, from Pixar, and what's coming up in live action. So I'm sure we're going to get a lot of news about films coming in the upcoming years on that day.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty jam-packed. Obviously, Marvel Studios will be there. They'll have special guests. Lucasfilm will have representatives there. So I'm sure there's going to be some surprises because, again, this is returning finally after its hiatus.
Yeah, September 10th, that's the Saturday of the event, second day. That is the day focusing in the morning on Marvel and Lucasfilm. I get some behind-the-scenes look and exclusive footage of what's coming up from those properties. And the afternoon is all going to be about Disney television, everything from Doc McStuffins to National Treasure. I get some more details about the original content coming from Disney Plus in the future. But the big day, and unfortunately this day is already sold out, is September 11th. The morning is Josh D'Amaro giving us a look at the future of Disney parks and experiences. And then in the afternoon, the big Disney Princesses concert. This is a touring production that's going around the country, and people who are attending the convention are going to get to see Susan Egan, Broadway's original Belle from Beauty and the Beast, along with Isabel McCalla, Annalise van der Pol, and Sydney Winters performing classic Disney princess songs.
Yes, and I think that's coming to Orlando in November.
It is, yes. Touring company coming through here later in the fall. But if you want to see it early, head out there September 9th, 10th, and 11th. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, the September 11 single-day tickets and the 3-day tickets are already completely sold out. They've still got some for the 9th and the 10th. Those are $99 if you're not a gold member of D23, $10 cheaper if you are a gold member. And all of those details can be found at d23expo.com. So are you planning on attending D23 this year?
I am considering it. And the reason I'm considering, because you can always just sit at home and watch, live streams, but you're not in the action. I want to go to Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood, which opens on September 8th. So you can make a little kind of a couple trip out of it.
I am also, I believe that CatCon is around that same weekend, which is the country's biggest convention for cat lovers. And that might be a good double feature. That could really... Mice one day, cats the next. What do you think?
Two very different fandoms that just work together.
Well, I think if we make it out there together, we will definitely have to broadcast from there. But if not, maybe you can give us a little insight. If I'll stay behind and you can report back.
Yes. TBD.
TBD.
I would like to go.
Well, I think that is going to just about wrap up our news for this week. Before we go, I want to thank our sponsor, Destination with Character Travel, once again. And I'd also like to remind everyone, please give us a review on Apple Podcasts and leave us a rating on Spotify. It really helps get the word out. If you enjoyed hearing from us and you want to find more coverage from us throughout the week and from Attractions Magazine on the interwebs, you can find me personally at the UG Series on Twitter, at the Unofficial Guides on Instagram, and at theunofficialguides.com, where you can buy copies of my books. And Carly, where can folks find you?
Yes, I am on Twitter at Carly Caramata and on Instagram at Adventures by Carly.
And of course, if you want more news from Attractions Magazine, you can find us at any time at attractionsmagazine.com, at Attractions on Twitter, at Attractions Magazine on Instagram, and at youtube.com/attractionsmagazine. All right. Until next week, I hope all of you folks stay safe, try something new, but most importantly, please have fun, and we will see you all next time.
See you next week.
Bye.